Brothers and sisters, today's gospel is Mark 1, 21 through 28. And this is where Jesus speaks with authority in the synagogue in Capernaum. As he is speaking, an unclean spirit speaks out against him. And this is where Christ just rebukes him and he gets him out of there. And people are like, whoa, on what authority can this man do this? And right there, they found out that this was the Messiah. This was Christ who came to earth. Now, what the beauty of this gospel is today is that Christ came to earth and he saw like how much like our bodies were supposed to be full of God's grace and his love. And that's the only place where God is within our hearts and all within us. Okay. But in replace of our hearts was actually worldly things of money, worldly success, sex, all these lusts, these vices that were just consuming us. And it replaced where we put God in our hearts. And that's the one thing where the symbolism comes deep from today's gospel, is that when Christ casted out the unclean spirit, he so too can cast out that unclean worldly desire, whatever worldly pleasure you have in your life that is blocking God from being one with you, in being in union with him. So what is your heart full of if not God? Now, this happened to me when I was thinking about making content about things that would relate to everybody. And I would be in that position where I would ask myself, why not Christian? Well, why not Catholic? Because I am Catholic and I am a Christian, but why not Catholic? And I was at that point of, well, I don't want to offend anyone because everyone has their own beliefs and opinions, but God spoke of truth. Why wouldn't I speak of truth? If I don't speak about the gospel, then who? And if I don't say this, then what shall I talk about? All these worldly things that covered my heart, this worldly success of wanting to amass to everyone, to make everyone feel included, to make everyone, gosh, that sounds crazy, but to just want to say something that relates to everyone. I remember listening to Deacon Harold, and he's with EWTN, and he spoke at a local Catholic church we went to, my wife and I, and he said, if you're at a life-death situation where you would have to renounce your faith or die, what would you do? Now, my mind was renounce my faith. I mean, God would understand. I would just joke, and then I would be alive and go see my family. But just think of, like, wouldn't that make me a coward, though? Because that's not truly standing for what you believe in. Think about all the martyrs that died. How much would that mean to them that they died for Christ, and me over here renouncing, even thinking that? Wouldn't that make me a Judas? Now, again, what I've said in the previous video is I remember watching The Chosen. I'm like, why would you doubt God? You're with him. You're an apostle, bro. But I come to terms, and when you're faced with this in your own life, you're like, wow, okay. I don't know how many times I've actually turned my back on God. How many times I've actually filled in my heart so many worldly things other than God. How many things I put in place other than God. And it wasn't until I just emptied everything, I just surrendered my total life to God. Of just, you know what, God, whatever happens, according to your will, let it be done according to thy word. Just exactly what happened with your mother. She said yes to the Annunciation. God, I'll say yes to whatever it is, as long as it's your word. God, remove everything in my life that just does not bring me closer to you, and add everything to my life that does. So again, what is your heart full of if not God?